What's good, leaders? Welcome back to another episode of Newer Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Kyrie Green. And today we got very special guests with us. Appreciate you for coming out, man. It's a
Absolutely,
pleasure to
bro.
share
Thank you for
space with
having
you.
me. Thank
No
you for having me.
problem, no problem. I'm sure y'all probably have seen him all over TikTok, Instagram. Y'all probably have seen a clip of him. Listen, he all over, man, doing his thing. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Let them know who you are, what you do.
How y'all doing? My name is Shakoor Woodson, formerly known on social media as Mr.Woodson. I'm a content creator, an educator, and a community activist.
Thank you for all that you do in
I
the
appreciate that, bro.
education space. Like, seriously.
And I want to say first, before you get started, I
Okay.
appreciate you and the young man that you turning out to be. I know we're going to get
Thank you.
into like how we like met and stuff like that, but I always looked at you in school, bro, and said like you was gonna like make a change. You was gonna make an impact in people's lives.
I appreciate it, man.
This is super dope.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we definitely gonna jump into how we met. So New Year, how your year going so far? How you feeling?
It's going good, man. I gotta take it one day at a time, obviously, but overall, I would say I'm off to a really good start.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, this year is off to a great start. I could definitely say that it's off to a great start, fresh start.
Yeah.
You know, going in this year with a clear head.
Absolutely.
And set out goals and attacking those goals every day, getting up and getting to it, man. So we gonna jump into it, like how we met. So we met before you working at my school, but like you working at my school was like the ultimate experience, like just being in each other's space every day. So for those who don't know, I had the experience of Mr. Woodson actually working at my school. I talk about it a lot. I graduated from Belmont Charter High School. Mr. Woodson was, he's in the school working, on top of all of us, making sure we all take care of what we need to take care of. Yeah. One of the flyest educators that I know.
I appreciate that for sure.
One of the flyest educators that I know. If y'all are familiar with Mr. Woodson, y'all know he get up, he go take care of his job, and he also is fly while he do it.
Yes, sir.
Also is fly while he do it. I definitely had a bunch of experiences. And I know you done had all the time kids like, yeah, Mr. Woodson, you got that on?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
Because a lot of the times we expect like the people that's coming to teach at our schools, they not really in tune with like what's like trending in the fashion right now. They like out of touch with that reality, and to see like an educator coming there and they like, hold on, wait, you got on Off-White? What you know about Off-White?
And the crazy part is that's why I do it, bro. Because I don't want people that look like me and you for sure. Because I only have worked in urban spaces, so. I don't want kids to think that success looks like a suit and tie all the time. I don't want people to think that you have to be one way to be successful. So when I do get dressed when I come to work, it's me expressing myself, but also showing the kids that I'm educating that you don't got to be one way.
Okay. I'm going to be honest. I'm glad that you said that. Like, because a lot of people associate, he got on a suit and tie. It must be something like that's the only way that you can go out and make something happen. You could definitely go out here
for sure.
and express yourself in a way, like especially like how you dress, and still go out and be something.
For sure.
Like you don't have to wear a suit and tie.
Yeah, like I'm never inappropriate. Obviously, I don't intend to offend nobody, but sometimes making a statement needs to be loud. Sometimes making a statement, you need to be super clear. And I utilize how I dress with being clear. And sometimes if I need to make a statement, I will.
Yeah, definitely make a statement coming there. Some Off-White. So listen, you'd have seen the videos, make a statement.
Yeah.
Now we gonna go back to, before you got into being involved in the community, in the schools and things like that. Growing up, did you always see yourself playing a role in the education space?
No, not at all, actually.
So what did you see yourself doing growing
up? Growing up, I did not think I was strong academically. So I picked up on sports early. Like I played football and basketball a lot growing up. Ultimately played throughout high school and college basketball. But when it was time, when teachers asked like, what do you want to be when you grow up and stuff like that, I would always research like jobs that didn't take a lot of schooling to obtain. So when I was in school, I don't know if it is now, but you didn't need a degree to be an airplane pilot. And you could also make a lot of money. So when I was in school, I identified that job as something that I wanted to do because, again, I didn't think that I could go to school. not only did I not think that I was strong academically, but I'm from the urban city, right? My mom, a single mom household, I didn't think my mom was going to ever be able to pay for school. So I didn't know how I was going to be able to pay for school. So just trying to figure out and research things that makes it easier on me and my family was what I was on.
Listen, coming from, we come from a similar background, and where we come from is like a lot of the circumstances can be the same, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who have grown up or are currently growing up with those similar thoughts. Like it's like everybody pushing go to school, and at the same time it's like, all right, I'm looking into going to school, and then you see that price, and you like, oh, school cost this degree gonna cost me that much.
Absolutely.
It's like a thing. How I'm gonna take care of it, how I'm gonna have to go back to the house, mom. I want to go here, but it costs this. And I was like, I gotta take out this amount of loans.
And I was a youngin' that was super aware and conscious, right? Like I knew my mom wasn't a millionaire. I knew my mom wasn't making. She wasn't in like any type of echelon of being a wealthy person. So I was just like, I also didn't feel the need to have the conversation, right? I didn't think it would make a difference to tell my mom that this is something that I wanted to do, because I didn't want to also put a burden on her in her thoughts of worrying about if her baby was going to achieve a dream that he was chasing or not.
Okay. All right. So now getting into like after you develop the understanding, like, all right, I know I'm gonna have to figure something out. I know what circumstances I'm dealing with. Now it's time to figure something out. What was the first step that you took to even getting into like, all right, I'm gonna be involved in, my community by helping individuals in different schools and things like that?
That's a really good question. I think, well, the reason why I got into schools in the first place is because when I was in school, I had got my girlfriend at the time pregnant, and I was having a baby. And I always told myself, like, a lot of my motivation was to never be like my own dad.
Okay.
He wasn't in my life. And the second I realized that I was about to be a father, I had to like figure out if I still wanted to go to school or if I wanted to just put that on pause and make sure I took care of my family to the best of my ability. And that was the route I chose. I had put school on pause for a little bit, and then I just went into the workforce. Okay. And I just so happened to work for the Delta T Group. That's an agency that places people in medical spaces and also schools. Okay. And I got placed into a school, and I fell in love with like the idea of learning in this way, right? Through experience, not like going to a classroom. Unfortunately, I didn't think that was, again, I never thought that that was my way out. So throughout experience, being an athlete, I'm like, school in this aspect is a way for me to be able to also take care of my family. Okay. So it wasn't really like one situation early on that made me realize this was the space that where I belong, but that's how I got into the field in the first place.
Okay, yeah, that's a interesting story. To like an entryway, right? All right, now once you were placed in, placed in the school and you understood like, all right, yeah, this is something that I love to do. After you develop the understanding that this is something that you love to do, did you like have a thought like, I want to make this impact on every young individual that I come across? Like, how did you go about that?
Right. So that happened my second year in education, I would say. So my first year, I worked actually at a school in North Philly, right behind Temple, called Young Scholars Kennerton Charter School. It's still Kennerton now because they lost their charter right after I left, and that was the reason why I left. So they lost their charter, and again, not being a person who has a lot of schooling, you are sometimes the last one. Like you're not high on the totem pole as like other people. So they gave us time to try to find new jobs before the school lost its charter and things like that. And thank God I landed in New Jersey, at Kip, New Jersey. And this school that I landed at, they were a founding school. So the staff that I had joined my second year in education, it was just us and our 100 kids that we were all responsible for. And throughout that journey, I realized that, no, I really have a knack for this. Like I could really be super good. One of the traits or aspects I realized that I was really good at is managing whole group spaces. Again, where I'm from, you have to be able to have like a dominant presence in any space that you walk into, or you going to be like a small fish. So I realized that early that my presence and my command is something that could take me far in education in terms of being in culture. So I started to just go to a bunch of different PDs that wasn't for me. I started to go to a bunch of different workshops and ask a bunch of questions that a culture lead or somebody in culture that's a small fish wouldn't normally ask. And then I just started taking a liking to just being a learner. And then we had like positions to fill. And I'm like, yo, I'm the person for that job. Like, y'all gotta give it to me. And I just put in hours of work studying, talking to the right people, developing and finding mentors. And that was like the thing that sparked my interest and my drive to be in education. Like just the will to learn and to be better.
Okay. Now I do see, like you talked about, your command and understanding how important, your presence is so that you don't become the small fish in the room. I see it a lot in your videos, in the classroom. You see the kid, they running around, it's like, yo, like, you give them that look or come on. They all all right, come on, let's chill out. Like it's time to chill out. So how much has like, just your involvement in the culture and like tapped in with like, just what's up to date now, like content creation and things like that. How much of a role does that play, in you being able to connect with the young individuals in the schools?
That's the biggest part, the connection piece. A lot of people get into education because they think it's easy. And especially people that don't look like us, they want to just save the next generation, or they want to save, they have that white savior complex. That's, I'm gonna just call it what it is. And I think they miss that piece of connection, that piece of resignation, that piece of relatability. And most importantly, I think the biggest thing for Black educators and our youth is seeing that representation. Like I said in the beginning about, I don't want you to think that success looks one way. You automatically assume that your teacher is going to be white. Black kids automatically assume that. That's embedded almost in our DNA. And then they also think that that is success, right? So I want kids that I deal with to see that you can be a Black man and be in education. You could be a Black man and still keep your identity and still be successful. All of that stuff is what drives me. Because at the end of the day, I knew of some of the Black male teachers in my school, but I didn't have one.
Okay.
I didn't have one. And the field is dominated by women. We need more men in that space. We need more Black men in that space. And we need more people that just understand to be in that space. Because urban education is almost the foundation of like our country and like our surroundings. So honing in and prioritizing that should be everybody's priority, because that's where it starts. That's how I feel.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, if I could think back to my, my years of high school and things like that, I could literally count on one hand how many like African American teachers I've had.
Yeah.
Like one hand.
And you didn't even say male, just like, African American like, in general, right?
Just African American teachers that I had. Like, I could count on one hand. It is not that many African American educators out there. Like, a lot of times it's been a class where I walked in, there is a white female in the classroom teaching the class. A white male. Like, it's like, oh, we got another white teacher. And the times where I've had, an African American teacher, it's like my best experience.
Yes.
Like,
and that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. And that's how we talked about earlier about like how a lot of people also leave the profession, right?
Yeah.
Because it's almost, it feels sometimes to us as it's an elitist group, right? And a lot of people leave not because they don't have a best friend at work or they don't have somebody they can lean on. It's because a lot of the times the people at the top don't understand what the people at the bottom go through. So I gotta go home and grade papers after a kid just cursed me out.
Yeah.
But I'm dealing with that. But then you want to come and tell me, why did you kick this kid out of your class or something like that, along those lines, right? It'd be something that like, yo, this is not the important thing right now. And a lot of people deal with that burnout that look like me and you to the point where they leave the profession. And a lot of people deal with that.
I've seen it plenty of times. Like I told you, I had a bunch of, teachers come to me, especially the African American teachers come to me and tell me like, listen, I love y'all to death. Like, I really do.
And we do.
But I cannot do it. It's too much on me. I cannot do it. And
really get to that point sometimes.
Those same teachers I run into to this day, when they see me, they're like, "Oh my God, like you so grown now." Like, and I'm like, "Yo, like this is crazy." And then they express like, "Yo, you just don't understand like how much I really love y'all." Just like I just couldn't. It was too much. Like,
mental health in schools is like really real, bro.
Yeah,
it's super real because you got to deal with kids that you are me. We, like how you said in the beginning, we come from similar backgrounds. Yeah. So when I see you doing something that could potentially be a detriment to your future, when I see you going on this path that leads you to a detriment of your future, it weighs on people, right? And that sometimes be our main focus. I just want you to be okay, gang. Yeah. They care more about you passing this state exam that really does not tell or indicate nothing besides if you're going to go to jail or not.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's so much that go into why teachers get burnt out, why African-American teachers leave the profession. We could go on and on about that, but I want people to know that when you do have an African-American teacher, you're 3 times more likely to be successful. They truly do care about you. I have not really for real met or ran into one African-American teacher that was just there for the money.
I haven't yet.
I haven't. And I've worked with a busload, and I haven't ran into one person that's like that. And even if they are, people don't ask how they got to that point. Yeah. Because people don't just wake up and be like, I'm going to go to school for all these years and then just go to school and not care. Yeah. That's not true. It's not true.
It don't have every African-American teacher that I have had, they have like been on every student 30 times harder than any other any other educator. Yeah. Like any other educator. I can think back to like my most recent one. African-American history teacher. I talk about him all the time on here, Brother Kareem. Yo, he does not play
at all.
Like he don't play to the point where people come in his class and they're so used to like, you know, coming across these educators who is like, all right, yeah, listen, I'm just here. Like, I'm just here. I'm gonna do we gonna make sure y'all do just enough to get by, and we just gonna send y'all on your way. And he wasn't like, no, we're not going to do that. I got high standards set for y'all, and y'all are going to live up to that. Yes. Y'all are going to. I'm going to hold y'all.
And it's my job to help you get that, right?
Yeah, like
those teachers, they literally just let you go without any type of fight with you. Yeah. Like the African American teachers that I've ever worked with, including Brother Kareem, we are fighting with you. Yeah. I'm not your enemy. I want you to be successful, but I also need you to see these things along the way.
Yeah, like seriously, I went back to the new building actually. And I was talking to him, and I talked to some of the people that's in this class. Like, yo, I can't stand Brother Kareem. I'm like, yo, some of y'all just don't get it. Like, yo, this man really love y'all and want the best for y'all.
Absolutely.
But y'all just can't see that. Yeah. Like, y'all think he just nagging, and he like, no, like, they talked about he had them writing all these papers, and he like, yo, I'm writing all these papers. I'm like, listen, he is doing this for, you know, for you. Yeah. Like, this is for you because this is setting you up for when you leave here. Like, he's trying to make sure that you're well equipped with everything that you need. He's doing as much as he can to equip you for when, you know, you out of here.
Absolutely.
Like, you walk across that stage, now it's time to move on.
Yep.
And that's one thing that he talked about with me a lot is like how far he goes just to make sure that every individual that he comes across, especially the ones that look like him, how much they like, yo, he's like, yo, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that y'all got everything y'all need when y'all leave.
Absolutely.
Like, and if I can even after that, y'all leave here, we connect, I'm going to make sure that I can still do what I can to make sure that you're, like, you good. Even to this day, I pick up the phone, call Brother Kareem, I need X, Y, Z. I need help with this. I need help with that. I got you.
Absolutely.
But I got you. Come to the school. You need to pull up on me. Like, I got you.
Yeah, that's one of my mottos. I say that to people all the time. That if you are ever once a student of Mr. Woodson, you're a student of mine for life. Like I'm in it to see you win. That's all I'm in it for. Yeah. Like if I could do this for free, I would. Like if I did not need money to survive and I didn't need to go to a job, I would do this. I would wake up and do this, bro. I would wake up and do this because I just want to help people.
Like even a thing of like, you know, you saying you want to see us win. Like we're gonna talk about Tyke Smith, right?
Yeah.
He went to Belmont.
Mm-hmm.
He then moved on to MOTEP, and he's in the NFL doing amazing things. Like this is a side note. I was playing Madden the other day, and I was playing with Tampa Bay, and I caught a pick, and I'm running the ball. And I looked down at the name. I said, "Oh, this Tyke."
Yeah,
So we
that's
taking it to the crib.
That's thorough.
But just had like teachers having it, being able to have him in a classroom, and then seeing somebody that you came across, you were able to teach and what equip them with everything they need, move on and do something like that. I know, like educators, y'all get a lot out of that. Like y'all, the feeling that y'all get from that, like yo,
like me when you wrote me to come on this, I'm like, yo, this is amazing. Like, this is the stuff that I want. Like this, I'm like, happy as hell. Like this is crazy. Get a lot out of that. Like damn, I get this. Yo, he wasn't like. We crossed paths. I done taught him, like we'd have been in the same school. Like damn, like to see him move on and do this, like bro. I know y'all get this overwhelming feeling of joy. And that's what I'm saying. People have no idea, right? But again, the people that look like us, and again, not even just making it single just to us, but people that are in it for the right reasons. Yeah, they truly get satisfaction out of their kids being successful. Like I have a kid, a former student of mine, that is a football player on Temple's team. Really? Yeah, that's crazy. His name is William Love. Shout out to you, little bro. Listen, shout out to William. Yeah, man. That's crazy. He plays safety and linebacker here at Temple. I have another kid that played on my basketball team. He's a starting cornerback at Syracuse University. That's crazy. Like I love to have those type of stories. Yeah. Like I love being able to talk about that. That's like my beat in my chest moment. Yeah. Like they my flexes. Like yo, I have kids that have went on and are taking care of their families. Putting themselves in position to win. Definitely. And breaking generational curses. Like, I don't know who or how many people have went to college in your family, but you are wearing it extremely well, bro. Extremely well. I appreciate it. That's like, I know just being able to talk, like, I done told a kid, and now he on to doing it, like, that give him, like, listen, I did it. And like, I don't look for nothing from that. Yeah. I just want them to win. Yeah. That's it. Just win. Make sure your mom and them is cool when it's all said and done. And just do right by people, bro. Listen, that's the biggest thing is doing right by, everybody, no matter who it is. Like, do right by people. You never know. You never know when, like, you do wrong by somebody, when it's gonna come back. Absolutely. And it's gonna hunt you down. Like that energy gonna come back. Right. You never know when that energy gonna come back. So you gotta make sure, you're doing right by people. I talk about that a lot, just with any type of relationship, any interaction, make sure that, especially if it's the first interaction, that first impression is everything. Absolutely. People will not forget that, like at all. Like I went back to speak at Belmont. They had me come back. Miss Cypress had me come back. She's like, yeah, I need you to talk to him. And I'm witnessing thing. I'm like, yo, like y'all treat each other like this. And I'm like, yo, like you never know, like who will be who that you're sitting next to, like in this classroom, like. I'm like, yo, y'all might go off to want to work at this, this top company, and your classmate who you is, dogging out might be the CEO of the company, or they might be the hiring manager. I was about to say they might be the one interviewing you. They might be the one interviewing you, and you walk in the office and they like, oh, it's you? Oh, yeah, just go ahead and turn around. Like, we don't not even gonna give you a shot. Not even gonna give you a shot. Because you didn't give me a shot in high school. Yeah, they might even let you sit there and talk the whole time. They know, like, yeah, I'm gonna just crumble this piece of paper up and throw it in the trash. Absolutely. We're not taking this. So I kept stressing to them, like, yo, y'all never know. Even these people you're not in class with, you may be just walking around with stuff like that, like in the hallways. You never know who these people will be, who these people will amount to be. No, like, you never know where, like, even if y'all not in class and then you walk past them, yeah, what's up, bro? What's up, sis? How you doing? You good? Like something like that. You never know. Stuff that you always did. Exactly, like stuff like that. You never know how far that'll go. And even just that, like me taking the initiative to do that, like it's people that I may have never had a class with, who like even now to this day, like we still stay in touch. And it's a thing like, yo, you need something, I got you. I need something. You feel me? Like it's a reciprocated energy. Absolutely. Just off of that. We ain't never had a class together. That's how the world revolves around. I think one of my biggest takeaways also from just like maneuvering through like the spaces that I have is that collaboration is a real good form to elevation. Yeah. Like nobody can really do it on their own. And at some point along the road, you might need a little bit of support. You might need somebody to help you out. And it's always good to have been good to people because you never know if you might need somebody in the back end. Man, seriously, I can talk on and on about the amount of times where it's like, yo,
I may have needed something, and just off of like me being putting out good energy in a space, people like, yo, I got you.
Absolutely.
Like, what you need, I got you.
For
You
sure.
need something, oh, I'm gonna connect you with somebody. Just off of like, all right, yeah, listen, this is a good person. You put out good energy. I've never had a negative interaction or interaction where it's like it left a bad taste in my mouth. Where it's like, yo, you come to me, I don't want to do nothing for you. Like, I don't want to do nothing for you. So I definitely I stress that a lot. Now I do want to ask you, when you hear like the term leadership or being a leader, what do you get from that? Like, what does that look like for, to you?
Being a leader is never easy. It's never easy. Being a good leader is never easy.
Okay.
I think true leadership is accountability. I think true leadership is understanding. And being flexible. Because at the end of the day, if I call myself a leader, I'm never going to let the people that are following me take any type of hit or the brunt of a situation, because I'm the leader. Being a leader comes with a lot of responsibility. Again, a good leader. When things fall to the wayside, it's on you to be on the forefront trying to figure out a solution. All of those things encompass a good leader to me. All the way, again, like to how I'm trying to be in my community, how I'm trying to be with my family. I try to lead by example in those aspects. Like if anything has fallen to the wayside in my household, I try to make sure that I figure it out. As a leader of or managing a group of people in a school, like if leadership is going at them, I got to take that hit. It's on me to figure it out for them. As a collective, but obviously like I'm the one to take the first hit. And even in my community, I'm not afraid to stand in front of cops and like argue them down about why this is important. I'm not afraid to do a march. I'm not afraid to, again, make a statement, because at the end of the day, if I'm not going to do it and I call myself a leader, then who is, right? It's just going to be somebody that doesn't have no direction, and then that could ultimately mess up everything else around us. No, if you call yourself a leader, you got to be flexible. You got to be understanding. You got to take accountability, and you got to be responsible.
I actually, that you're the first person to say like every good leader they put themselves on the front line.
You could call yourself a leader, and then when things hit the fan, you ease to the back.
Listen, every good leader that I know has always been on the front line of every situation, and they have never been scared to, they take the punches. Y'all said, I got. Listen, I'm gonna take the hit. Y'all good?
You got to.
Y'all good? I'm gonna take the hit. Every good leader I know I could think of is like, yo, when I think about every situation, they've always been the ones to be like, you know what, everybody move out the way. We'll just back up. I got it. Let this be on me. This be on me. Listen, it's on me. Not them. It's on me.
For sure.
And I even like with any situation in the neighborhood, I can think about like, I've seen you in a bunch of pictures at marches and stuff like that on the front line. And every chance you got, you on the front line. And I want to definitely shout you. I did see that you actually won an award. For the things that you're doing in the content creator space. So I want to shout you on that. Congratulations on that. And I'm proud of you for that.
Yes,
that's a big thing to be recognized in front of all of these people for the things that you're doing, especially like you're doing it, for the betterment of the community, and you're doing it from a space like you're actually involved with the development of these young individuals in the community. There's not, at least I can't think of too many content creators that come from our background that are, actually involved with the development of, individuals in our community at any level. Any level of development. But being able to connect with them at a young age, I feel like is important. Like you get a hold of them like early. Before they even get to do anything, you get a hold of them early.
In education, we're not creating humans, we're molding them. We're trying to get them to see that these things can have a positive or a negative impact on your future. Whether it's if you go into class or if you're not. Whether if you're studying or if you're not. Whether you're coming to school on time or you're not. These things have an impact whether you like it or not. So having the appropriate conversations, showing up sometimes is, if that's all you got, at least do that. But at the end of the day, you are not trying to change or create anything. You're just trying to mold something into being what you ultimately want it to be. And that's what a lot of also educators lack. That's where they lack, because they think, or they have this authoritative issue with just being in control. And you will never be able to control me. I will never be able to control you. At the end of the day, you're going to do, say, make whatever move you choose to do. It's on me to just always, every single day, it's my job to try to pour as much positivity in you as possible.
Now you just mentioned showing up. A lot of the individuals that I come across, especially one that I can think of, his name is Amin Akbar. He's the chief mission officer over at Philadelphia Youth Basketball.
Yes, that's my old head too.
Yeah, that's my guy. He stressed the importance of just showing up.
Yeah.
He talked about how, like, his father showed up for him, was very present.
Yes.
And that has, transferred into him being him being present in any space that he's in, especially when it comes to the young individuals in the community, and him showing up for them in any way possible. Could you talk about, like, just as an educator, regardless of what background you may come from, how important it is to show up for your students? And even if you got an example of, like, how you showing up for a student, how much that has did for them. Could you share one of those moments?
Yeah. Like I said, mental health is real. And I'm also like a huge mental health advocate. I deal with anxiety and depression at different times. So showing up sometimes is really, really hard. Like really, really hard. But now, again, with the responsibility of having over 300,000 people watching every move I make, you have a responsibility to put out good energy, right? Like I try to not curse as much now on my platforms, because at the end of the day, I don't want kids to think that it's always okay, because that's not one of my messages, right? Like I'm not pushing you could curse or you can't curse.
Yeah.
I'm just pushing being a good person. I'm pushing that mental health is important. I'm pushing that being a black man in your community is important. I'm pushing that being a father is important. So those are my messages, and those are the ones that I try to make sure that I convey. Now, all of the other stuff that I can't truly control because they aren't my messages. But showing up in those ways is important. It's been times, right, where I wanted to call out of work, or it's been times where I wanted to quit. And it's been times where I've had some of the worst thoughts, right? But God has always been a super fixture in my life. I've been Muslim 31 years. And I lean on that heavy. I don't really view myself as a quitter. So when those things arise, I just know that it's now okay to take a break, but don't give up.
Okay.
It's cool to take a break. Everybody needs time to themselves. Everybody needs time to sit back and reflect and pay attention to everything that's going on around them. But quitting, I feel like, is an issue, because we could have attacked it or approached it in a different way for you to not be like, I'm done fully. Okay. And that's something that I'm actually dealing with right now. Like, I don't know if after being in 11 years, if education is still for me. Maybe I ran my course with it. Maybe it's time to do something else. Okay. Maybe Allah is pushing me in another direction. I don't know. But every day I bump my dome and ask him to show me a way to go about whatever it is that I'm probably going to be embarking on next, or if I'm going to just take another step into this educational space.
Okay. All right. Now, I appreciate you for sharing, that very vulnerable moment. Now with that, like, if you do decide, like, what, maybe I'm going to take a different route, in any form, any way of education. What's, like, overall, what is the message that you want to leave with individuals that you come across in the education space?
Again, the biggest thing is success doesn't look one way. Success doesn't look, you don't have to put yourself in a box to be successful. I think you can be the biggest podcaster in the world dressing the way you dress. I think this could be the biggest podcast in the world in this space. It's all about the energy and stuff that you put into it. Okay. And don't limit yourself, to my kids. Like, okay, don't limit yourself, and be a good person. Okay. Always be a good person. Success isn't one way, and don't limit yourself.
I'm glad that you mentioned to not limit yourself. I was having a conversation with somebody. We were talking about like, limiting yourself or boxing yourself in a way. Like we talked about, you know, where we come from. The only sports that's really pushed, you know, presented to us is, you know, baseball, basketball, football, and this individual actually played rugby. And I was like, yo, it's crazy. I was not familiar with rugby until about, like, I think I was in 5th or 6th grade. It took for me to go on a camping trip and have a conversation with somebody from Australia to introduce me to the sport. And I thought about, I'm like, hold on. After that conversation, I'm like, wait, there's actually a lot more sports out here than like what I'm used to seeing. Like there is
what you've been privy to.
Exactly. Yep. And then on top of that, there is still opportunities to go D1 and earn scholarships for this. Go pro and get paid for this thing. So I'm like, being on the swim team, lacrosse, all of this type of stuff.
All these different options.
There's a lot of different options. And from that, I was just saying, like, I'm like, yo, I'm glad that we had this conversation, because now I'm going to take that and, just share, like, yo, whatever it is that you're doing, do not limit yourself or box yourself into one thing. A name, a space, don't box yourself in, because just like, all of the sports out there, there is many other opportunities out here for all of us. Many different routes that we can take to get to the same end goal.
Absolutely.
We don't have to just be in one lane, one space. I was having a conversation with somebody else, and he was like, yo, I don't like that, for individuals that look like us, we only feel like the way that we can be successful or see a version of success is if we are, some form of entertainer, comedian, playing a sport, being an artist, something like that. Like, why?
That's why I take my content so serious sometimes. Well, not sometimes. I actually do take it really serious now. But I tell people all the time, I'm not a rapper. I'm not a comedian. I'm not none of the things that you typically see people make content about.
Yeah.
I'm an educator. So for me to have a strong following doing that, it shows and it proves that it is a lane out there for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, people come to my page, look to laugh because of how I'm talking to my kids and the relationships that I've built. They look for advice on how they could be better in their classrooms. You don't, again, like how we keep saying, you don't have to put yourself in one box. And it's a lane literally for everybody. It's all about the energy you put into it. I told myself, once this stuff started to take off, I want to be the best. Like, I don't want to be mediocre at anything. I hate that idea, because if I'm mediocre at anything, then I'll be 10 years from now still talking about when I was somewhat good. And I don't want to be a has-been. Like, that's one of my biggest fears, being a has-been.
I hear that a lot. Like, yo, I don't want to be brought up like, yo, remember so-and-so was, or they had.
Like, I hate when dudes tell me about, like, the stuff that they did in Little League or high school. And I'm like, bro, you're 40.
That's the no matter
like,
no
yo,
more.
we're way past that. What are you doing now?
Matter.
But, yeah, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, like, having that conversation with people and them not wanting better for themselves. Like, why are you okay with being mediocre? And again, at the same time though, right, I'm understanding, because people don't often ask, how did we get to that point? You could be a has-been, but what happened all along your life for you to end up like that? People don't have that conversation.
It's just like, oh, I see you this way. Like, it's never like, well, you did do this.
Right.
How did you get here?
Exactly. Because it could be any of us.
Yeah.
It could happen to anybody. The law could take it from any of us at any moment. So that's what I mean by being understanding.
I know a lot of people see it many times with, like, artists or individuals like that who may have had, the experience to have a mass following and, be on this TV show, that on this platform, that platform. And then a couple years later, it's like, wait, what happened?
Where'd they go?
Yeah, where'd they go? And then somebody might pop up and, take a video of them in a supermarket, and they it's like, yo, hold on, wait, what?
That's the worst thing.
Like, what happened? Like, I saw most recent thing, I saw a video of someone took a video of a former Disney star.
Yeah, the Neddy's classified.
Former Disney star, and now, looks completely different. It's like, oh, wait, what happened?
Right.
Like,
and a lot of people don't talk about that either, because I have dealt with it just because of my mental struggles, but this ain't easy, having a lot of followers and stuff. That's not easy to deal with, because especially where we from, it's not a lot of support. So people think because you got now 100,000 followers on Instagram, you changing. But no, we've never had a conversation about me changing. So is it me that's changing or is it you?
Yeah.
We've never had this conversation. Now that I do or have reached this level of success, you want to downplay my success or you want to lowercase my G. That's one thing that I took into 2026 that I'm not allowing. Right? I'm not allowing nobody to do that. I'm a super modest person because of our religion. Is how I just have to like carry myself. But please don't get it confused. I put a lot of work in to get to this point. Yeah. So don't ever ask me you still doing your little videos. Ain't nothing little about me.
It's crazy. Little is
ain't
crazy.
Nothing little about me. Yeah. I'm 6'3". I'm a black male with locks that are pretty long. Yeah. I'm okay all around the board. Like nothing is little about me. Yeah. So don't come at me with that energy, bro. Nobody, male, female, none of that. Like, why are you doing that? That's something that you got to deal with within yourself.
I think just to add on, like the little, just that right there, like, oh, stop right there. What made you even say, like, you could have, like, man, you still making content, like, what do you mean little? Like, you still shoot your little videos, you still got your little bit. What do you mean little? Like,
there's nothing little about
what's little about that? Yeah. I decided to, do something that all of these people over here are doing. You didn't even have the audacity to do.
Right. And again, if it was so little, we wouldn't even be having a conversation about it.
Exactly. If it wasn't that big, you wouldn't be questioning me about what I got going.
Exactly.
Like at all. Now like, I wanna go back to like you starting this journey of like the content in the education space.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first ever video you created?
1000%.
All right, could you go back to like your first video, maybe the thought process that you had before even uploading it?
So I've had 2 runs with content creation.
Okay.
So the first run was around like 2017, where I was known as the dancing dean.
Okay.
So I was still working at KIPP, New Jersey, and I was the basketball coach, but I also took on just another after school role because I just love being with kids, bro.
Okay.
I just love making sure that everybody's cool. They have somewhere to run to when there's nowhere to run to. So I had I was actually married to a teacher too, so we worked at the same school. So we had a group of girls that would just teach me TikTok dances or dub smashes at the time.
Yeah, dub smashes.
And we one day just did one and we posted it, right? But we did 2 of them. And I was asking people like which one did they like. But it got a real good response in Camden. Like people were like, oh my God, you the teacher that dance. And I'm like, wait, what? We just did that like 2 seconds ago. Yeah, so then they was like, yo, let's do some more. And then we just started to dive into that. And then every Wednesday we would post a video and it would do really, really good. Okay. And then I think this is like a really pivotal moment in my life. I chalked like making a TikTok at first. Okay. Like when it first came out, I was like, I'm not making a TikTok. I think it's childish. Okay. I think that's a really bad decision on my part. TikTok blew up. People start getting rich and stuff off TikTok. So I jumped on the TikTok wave late. But I never posted the Dance and Dean videos on TikTok. One day, I had to cover a class. So this was like, let's fast forward like 2 years later. Okay. I had to cover a class for one of my best friends, Teacher Ruby. They are a content creator too. They have over 2 million followers across all their platforms now. So I'm like, yo, let me make a video similar to how they make videos, where I just sat down and gave my class directions. But again, I was super authentic to myself. It was during Ramadan. I was in my thobe and I was talking to my kids, but I threw in a little bit of sarcasm, snarkiness, and aggression to like show the audience that this is how you command a space. And that video did wonders. So I'm like, is this another lane? So I did it again. And then that video did good. And then I'm like, okay, we developing a following. So do I keep doing this? Yes. So I kept doing it. And boom, then we hit 10,000 followers on TikTok. And I'm like, oh boy, now we can start getting paid. And then I started to cross posts on platforms on Instagram and TikTok. And then my Instagram following started to grow. And I'm like, all right, I got 7,000 followers. It's kind of crazy. Then I hit the 10,000K mark. And I'm like, wow, this is like what you do it for in a sense. Like you try to reach a pinnacle while you doing this creation. And then over time, I was just posting videos, and then I left Kip, New Jersey. Actually, I left Kip, New Jersey, and then I was like, all right, maybe content creation is done because I don't have like the space to like make the type of videos that I've been making. Like I didn't really make videos at Belmont because it was just a policy thing. And then when I left, like Allah just always puts me in positions where He know I'm gonna be okay. I met Milo in his class, and then that is what really like kicked off like a lot of this Mr.Woodson stuff with how I was dealing with like those babies. And again, seeing this somewhat of a gentle giant with these 4 and 5 and 6-year-olds is not something that people are accustomed to. So people, oh my God, I love how you deal with kids. This, that, and the third. And then by the grace and mercy of Allah, we now over 300,000 followers across 3 platforms.
Crazy. So, that is crazy.
That's really how it like happened. Again, like you tried it with the dance and stuff, and you had a little bit of success, but Allah was like, no, this is not it. I'm gonna put you somewhere else. I'm gonna sit you down. And then I'm gonna put you somewhere where this is like a gold mine. I'm able to work with kids, and my videos are making me sometimes $1,700 a month, depending on how I post. It's like it's a no-brainer. And now I'm in a position to hopefully help start another school. And again, I just want to leave a legacy now of just being like that person that helps people. I got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm about to like launch. This is the first time people might hear it publicly, but I'm writing a book, a children's book about like the life I'm living right now as being like a content creator, but also a teacher. But the kid is dreaming about this life though. He wants to be a teacher, but also wants to show the world like how he is with his class. And it's gonna be a kid's book. Hopefully it comes out in March. But that's like one of the big things that I'm working on right now. And hopefully I'm gonna start my first ever summer camp. So there are some of the things that I'm trying to monetize with just being a content creator, right? Because at the end of the day, I obviously need capital to make these things happen. So why not just do it in a highly functional way?
Yeah, I think that both of those things are great. I would love to sit down and read a book.
No, absolutely.
And you explaining like, all right, there's this kid that is dreaming, of doing these things, and this is just like,
yeah, I'll let you
this
read
is,
it after
this
sure.
this is what I'm doing currently, because I'm sure somewhere out there is right now a kid that's actively they got this dream. I want to be in the education space. Yet I still want to show the world, just me.
I still want to create. That's my biggest thing. That's why I'm also juggling between like the space of education is still for me, or maybe it's something else, right? Because I still want to create. I still want to leave something for people to remember me for. So hopefully Allah will show me at some point. It's becoming nutty.
Yeah, Allah is the best of planners. We gotta sit back and put our faith and our trust in Allah and just believe in the plan that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has for us.
Absolutely.
So I want to do a segment of something called Leaders Toolkit really quick. I do this with all of my guests, and it's called Leaders Toolkit. My apologies. And I want you to give the leaders 3 things you'll feel they need in their toolkit in order to be successful. It could be a characteristic, mindset to have, a book to read, a mentor. 3 things that you feel they'll need to be successful.
If you are lost, I'm gonna just talk about like the toolbox of you being lost. If you're lost, definitely like try to find a mentor or somebody that can guide you through whatever that you are going through at the moment. Be willing. I think one of the biggest things though, especially in that realm, is to be understanding too. I think that's one of my top 3 things is being a leader. Like just being understanding of people, time, all of those different things, because it might be a time where everybody seems to be like willing to help. And then it might be a time where you feel like you're super alone. Just be understanding. And the last thing is, I think the biggest thing for just keeping God first, whatever you believe in, just keep that first. God, like how we talked about, is the best of planners. So make sure that you have faith and trust that everything is going to be okay. even though at some point you're gonna feel like it's not, you gotta still try to fully believe and have faith that it will be.
Yeah.
So find somebody that can resonate with your story, a mentor, be understanding, and keep God first, and have your faith be at the forefront.
I think, you know, when I do this segment, a lot of that's one of the top things that everybody says is faith. Mm-hmm. Yo, everybody say like have some form of faith, like faith, and keep God first.
Right. Because we believe, right, that if things don't work out down here, if I do what I'm supposed to do in my religion, I'm not even gonna remember what happened down here when it's all said and done.
It's all said and done.
Inshallah, I got a mansion.
Yeah,
I'm in the green. You feel me?
Like,
There's rivers flowing beneath my feet. Like, that is, and I'm really doing a lot of that right now in my life. It's a lot of stuff that could go to the wayside down here. Yeah. And it's supposed to. But if I hold true to my faith and I do all of those things that I need to do, at the end of the day, the everlasting is going to be better than what it is down here.
It's going to be, and listen, it's talked about a lot in the Quran. You hear all, you know, everybody saying the Qutbas, all the Scott, like, yo, they talk about, listen, all, you know, the everlasting is it'll be way more rewarding.
You have no idea.
Like, you don't understand. Like, you can't even imagine the thought. Like, you can't imagine it. You can't think about, yo, listen, yo, as long as you just stay true to your faith, like now, you'll thank yourself in that moment.
Through the good times and the bad times.
You'll thank yourself. Like, and you know, you talk about this, like, you know, it's times that's gonna, you know, arise where you may not think that it's going to be okay. Everybody goes through like so many different things. It's like you get to these moments where it's like, yo, even it could just be problem on top of problem and like roadblock on top of roadblock. Everything just keep piling you like, oh my God. How am I going to figure this out? And there's so much you like, yo, I don't know if I'm ever going to reach a point where I can say like, yo, I'm okay and mean it.
I can just take a deep breath.
Yeah, like it's just like all the weight is just gone. Like in a lot of, you know, when those times come, like that's where I feel like individuals really got to sit down and be like, yo, I need to keep my faith, because there are many stories of individuals who have been, you know, like they been dealing with a lot. They kept their faith and they continue to just, you know, find ways to move forward. And once they got on the other side of that, everything
it was a relief.
It was a huge relief. Absolutely. A huge relief. Just getting on the other side and be like, yo, listen, I see something way bigger than, you know, what's going on today. Everything that's going on today, I see something way bigger than that. I see well past that. I hear a lot of people use the saying of like, you know, the storm don't last forever. There's, what is it? It's rainbow at the end of the.
It's light at the end of the tunnel.
It's light at the end of the storm.
That's what I always tell people though. It's light definitely at the end of that tunnel.
Yeah.
Because I whenever I'm talking about mental health stuff on my pages, I want people to know that they're not alone in like their thoughts. Like they have no idea. But keeping that faith and knowing that it's light at the end of that tunnel, and again, it might not be in this life, but it could be in the next. Yeah. You never know.
Never know. Now, I'm glad that you talked about, you know, mental health and like being connected to, you know, young individuals. I'm still young myself. I just turned 20. So I'm still very, very young, and being connected to young individuals, like mental health is something that's became this big thing, especially growing up, like coming from a space where mental health wasn't something that was really talked about.
Yeah, at all.
Like, it was like, all right, you might hear about it, but it's not, you know, this big topic where everybody is like, yo, like this is a big thing, and make sure, you know, you actually take care of it. And, you know, now we're placed in these positions where it's like, hold up, wait, take time out, throwing a flag, something like I need to step back because I'm not okay up here and I need to get myself together. Like now that it's become this, you know, mental health has become this big thing. Like, how important do you feel that it is for individuals, especially like individuals that's, you know, educators or just like older individuals, to make sure that the, you know, the next generation is actually taking care of mental health? Like, how important is that?
I think it's super important, given the fact that young people are the most impressionable. So with celebrities and things like that you see have conversations about it, I think it's also important for the people that they can touch to have the conversation about it as well. I actually am extremely happy that it's super big, so to speak, in our community now, because we never knew how to channel our emotions, let alone what they meant.
Yeah.
Right? So when I'm upset or frustrated, where's that stemming from? What are my triggers? How did I get to this point? Understanding and honing in on those things will make situations that you go through, you'll be able to understand them more. You'll be able to know, okay, cool, this is a trigger for me. Let me not put myself in this situation again. This makes me feel X, Y, and Z. Let me try to unpack it. That type of stuff, I think, for young people is important, because again, they're the most impressionable. So the people that, again, that people look up to need to have those appropriate conversations, because again, we're molding. We're not trying to create. You're already who you're going to be. With my help, with the village around you, that people are supposed to say, like, it takes a village to raise a child. We all have to have some sort of willingness to do it, because if I'm not in a space to talk, I'm not going to talk. And again, I need to figure out why I'm not in that space. Is it seasonal depression, or is it something that I really need to go talk to somebody about? Like, my nose been sweating all interview, and that's just a direct indicator of my anxiety. And I'm not anxious being around you. It's just, that's something that I need to unpack, that I haven't been able to unpack for 31 years. And I'm doing the work, but I always just have like this anxious feeling of just like life in general. Like, I wake up like this. I'm a black man in America, bro. I'm a father. I'm a person that's in my community. Like, anything could go wrong with me. And I think about it, but I also don't try to let it weigh so much heavily on me, because I'm Muslim, bro. Like, I believe in Allah. I believe in everything is gonna be okay, because that's how we supposed to think and operate. But it's truly important to acknowledge the fact that people have thoughts. People go through things that negatively impact them forever. So again, going back to what I've been saying the whole time about understanding, people need to do more of asking how we got to these points, instead of just judging what you, like, this product that you see.
What you see. I'm glad that you mentioned, you talked about channeling these emotions and these feelings and understanding, and then also being able to unpack these things. I had the experience to go into therapy. After the loss of my brother Shakoor, after losing him, like, I was experiencing so much that I didn't even know, like, I had so many emotions I didn't even know I had. Like, I didn't want to get out my room. I didn't talk to my mom. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I stayed in my room. I didn't, like, contact was real limited with me. Like, no. And my mom was like, yo, my dad was like, yo, everybody going to therapy, but you going to therapy.
For sure.
We're gonna advocate for everybody. Yo, get up, go to therapy, but you're going to therapy. And, like, that's when I first was introduced to, like, understanding what a trigger is. I'm like, when my therapist mentioned that, I said, wait, hold on. What you mean, like, what trigger? Like, what you mean by that?
Like, I've never even heard
like,
that to be a thing.
Could you explain, like, a trigger? And she was like, okay, like, if you're feeling this emotion, it doesn't just come out of nowhere. It's something that sparked this emotion. It could be something as simple as a smell, a scent. You may see something. It may be a color. It could be, something. A sound. It's something that triggers these emotions. And she was like, in order for you to be able to channel what it is that you're feeling, you need to understand where this emotion is stemming from
and what it is,
and then you'll be able to, channel it the correct way and unpack everything. She said, but it's going to start with you, understanding what triggers you. She asked me, she said, okay, well, what triggers you to, feel this wave of just, like, sadness and everything that you're doing? Like, what are your triggers? I had to sit down. I'm like, okay, all right, what is triggering me? What is it that triggers these emotions? And then she's like, all right, you got everything that triggers you down? All right, now we're going to move into, all right, how can we deal with these triggers? Like, can we not place ourselves in this environment? Can we not be in this space?
It's all that comes with the same thing, like, just knowing what to do and how to go about it.
And I think also it's important, you know, for us as a community, especially where we come from, to like, yo, I tell everybody go to therapy, but especially as men, especially our African American men, like we need to understand like our emotions and be able to channel them.
Yes, sir.
Like in a healthy way.
Yes.
A
in a healthy way.
Yeah, a very healthy way. Like not something that's going to hurt you or somebody else, in a healthy way. Because I was talking to an individual, and I was mentioning, we were talking about how Wallow mentioned, like, it only takes a few seconds to throw away your life.
No.
And a lot of the, like it don't, he was like, it take like 5 seconds. I said, sometimes it don't even take 5 seconds. It take about a millisecond. It can take a millisecond for you to just throw away your whole life. I said, a lot of the times, like, individuals who were incarcerated, they may speak about how they had an experience in their lifetime where it's like, they made this decision based off of an emotion. They didn't know how to deal with that emotion. They didn't know how to channel that emotion, but they made a decision based off of how they were feeling in that moment. And years after they done did, you know, they got it like, yo, I wish that I would have known like how to deal with that feeling.
Yeah.
Like in our community, we see a lot. We hear it. We go through so much as African Americans. We deal with so much, especially African American men. And like we're brought up into the thought of like, yo, like basically it's like we robots, but we have feelings.
Yeah.
We are still human and we have feelings.
Yeah.
And
that's what separates us from computers and stuff.
Exactly.
Like we have to be able to like, identify and channel and approach them in an appropriate manner, because again, those actions can have an impact on you and others.
Like the emotions that we like we deal with, it can become so much, and it can turn into anger if you don't deal with it the correct way. It can turn to anger. Next thing you know, you snapping on somebody. You may just you may be tired and you juggling all these things. You don't know how to deal with everything, and it just turn into anger. And that's another thing my therapist talked about as well. She's like, yo, you may be dealing with something before you get angry, before it turns into anger, and you just didn't deal with that feeling, and then it didn't boiled into anger, like it didn't rolled into anger.
Yeah.
She's like, she actually, she used to every day I would go into her office, she had me look at this like wheel of feelings. It was like all these different emotions. It had like angry, and then it was a break off of like frustration, tired, and things like that. It was this colorful wheel. And she would have me point to what it is that I was feeling when I walked into her office.
Yeah.
She said, "How you doing, Mr. Green?" I'm like, I'm doing okay. I'm doing good. She's like, "You sure you're doing good?" I believe so. She was like, "All right, well, you know what to do. Go ahead and point to how you feeling. Go ahead and point to how you feeling right now." And then I'll point to something. She's like, "Okay, well, what is currently making you feel that way?"
Absolutely.
You angry? You sad? What is currently making you feel that way? And if you angry, well, what sparked this anger? Is it something that happened well before today that you just didn't you didn't unpack, address, you didn't address that situation, and it didn't turn into anger? And if that is the case, how how can we stop this from happening in the future? Like I'm like, therapy was like
huge advocate for
yo. If you have the opportunity to go to therapy, please do so. Like, we don't talk about it enough. Therapy is like a huge help. Like a huge help. Like, I've never had, like, yo, I remember my first day in there. She said, "Listen, I know what you're here for. I can visibly see what it is that you're here for on this piece of paper." But she said it now. She said, "I want you to tell me what you're here for." She said, "Listen, I want you to understand that if you need to just sit here and cry this entire time, you can do so. Feel free. You can sit here and just let it all out. Like, this is open space. Just let it all out.
Right.
You need to cry. Go ahead and do it." I'm like, wait. I'm like, damn. Like, if I can cry the whole entire time, you won't say, "No, you need to cry. Go ahead and cry. Like, it's okay." She said, "Let it out. Let it all out." She said, "It's okay to have that feeling." And I'm like, yo, being brought up in this space of like, yo, crying is looked at as weak, or like it's a weakness, and it's not okay to do it. It's like, you tell me I can cry, it's okay to cry. Like, that's not something
you just open the floodgates.
Yeah, like I can cry. It's okay to do this thing. Like, so that's why, like, when I come across, it's like anybody, especially men, is like, bro, I tell everybody, listen, if you need to cry, bro, it is okay.
It is okay.
Like, you are human. You are not a robot. You're not a computer. Bro, you can cry.
Absolutely.
If that's the feeling that, if that's how you need to express something at that moment, go ahead, let it out. Cry. It's nothing wrong with it. You're not less of a man, and you're not weak.
At all.
If anything,
none of those things apply to crime.
At all. If anything, to me, I think you're stronger than a lot of men out here who think that is, they're advocate. Oh, don't cry. That's for girls. Da, da, da. Bro, no, like that makes you look weak. Why are you not crying? What is going on in your life that makes you feel like it's not okay to cry? What have you been through that you feel like, oh yeah, it's not okay to cry? And then I'm gonna take it a step further and tell other individuals, nah, man, don't be out here crying.
Yeah,
like no.
And that's some of the stuff that I try to push in my stuff, because I don't ever want to be the person to cry on the internet. But I'm trying to tell you, bro, it's been times where I feel like maybe somebody could benefit from seeing it, but that's just not something that I just want to live on there. But believe me, bro, there's been times, like I said, like I've had some of the worst thoughts, bro. But again, leaning on God, having a therapist, having people around you that understand what you go through too also helps. Definitely having a support system means a lot. A lot. Like, I love my camp. Like, they understand and they see the nuances also with like how I act sometimes. So it's good to just have that, because it also helps people around you, right? Like, whenever my little brother sees me going through something, he then puts his guard down and tries to get into, all right, what you need, bro, vibes. Or even like my other brother who is dealing with other stuff. He is always in a space of just like, you could talk to me if you need to, bro. And that is contagious. And now we all are on that, and we all could come to each other and just have conversations. Sometimes even just cry. So that is really important, having a super strong support
I'm glad
system.
that you mentioned, that you talked about the village that you have. Like, I talk about it a lot with every guest. Like, the people that you surround yourself with, and how it is, like, how important it is to be like very selective with who you keep very close to you. And the dynamic of that relationship that y'all have. Like, just even something like that, the dynamic of like, listen, this is an open space for all of us. All of us, and you need to come talk to me. You need to pull up on me and just cry, bro. Listen. Do it. Like,
I'm also starting a men's mental health group too, that's centered around how they did it on the Shy. Around just being able to come to this space and just let it out. Just let it out. I'm going to roll that out also at some point in the next couple months. But I think it's just super important to have that resource, because there's not a lot of resources for us. There's a lot of resources for women. There's a lot of resources for people that don't really deal with this as much as like me and you. But having a space for just males, I think it'd be powerful. So that way people can see that if you feel like he got it all figured out, bro, no. Again, like, you are not alone in these thoughts. You are not alone in these struggles. You are not alone in the lack of resources that we all don't benefit from. So I want to be able to provide those.
I talked about that on the episode that just released today with the cousin of mine. He has a podcast called Unspoken Father. And, on it, they talk about, the issues that fathers go through that they may not, always get to talk about. And off camera we was talking about, I was like, hold on, wait, we talked about resources for men. And I'm like, yo, it's not that many resources for men.
It's some.
They're out there, but it's not
limited.
Broadcasted, and it's very limited. I'm like, you hear a lot about, like women's support and things like that. I'm like, hold on, now I'm gonna go do
like the Pilates and stuff.
Like, I'm gonna go do a deep dive on resources for fathers. Like, you hear a lot of women, women's empowerment, and these workshops for single moms and things like that. And I went on this deep dive and found, like, some within Philadelphia. They have workshops, mentorship, and all types of stuff, like group meetings and all types of stuff. And I was glad to actually, come across that stuff. But I feel like there needs to be like more, and it needs to be pushed out more. Like, it needs to be pushed more, because that goes back into the thing of like us being like a form of a robot. Like, we don't have emotions. I don't really hear much about a men's mental health group. I hear about women's mental health group.
Women's, like how you said, empowerment.
Yeah, women's empowerment group.
But it's not really
I don't hear this
that
stuff
are led by men.
Exactly. A lot of and that's the the other side of it. There may be, there are these things out here, and there are cases where it's led by a woman. It's not led by a man. Yeah. And then to even go a step further, like especially for African Americans, you definitely don't see a lot of that.
Yeah, we gotta take care of ourselves, bro. Like we gotta just do stuff that is for us because we know what is for us. We can't allow somebody to come in and just take it over or initiate it and think, excuse me, okay, cool, this is what we need. No, we know what we need. And if you want to partner with us, cool. But we have to start taking control of our spaces in a productive way to be able to provide resources for people that look like us because we need stronger men in our communities. That's why we dealing with the nut stuff we dealing with the hoods and the kids and stuff like that because it's not strong men. They either locked up, dead, strung out, or again, don't even at the foundation of it, don't know how to deal with their emotions. We need people that are able to do that so that way people that are growing up can see that, yo, it's okay to cry. It's okay to go to a man when I have an issue about something in particular because they maybe could help me. All of that stuff is important and people don't realize it sometimes until it's too late.
Yeah, I definitely would agree. Like, if we had many more individuals, especially males in our community, who was like had the strength to step up, put themselves on the front line, and advocate for the right things, like the narrative of where we come from would completely be rewritten.
You have no idea. Like my stuff with that is I always think about whenever I'm going through something difficult, I think about the messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It took him 3 years to travel from I think Mecca to Medina, Allah knows best. And in like those conditions, like he was the best of us all. Yeah. And he had to deal with that.
Exactly.
What I'm dealing with is nothing, bro. Nothing. So who am I to quit? Yeah. Who am I to put the blame on somebody else? No. Just put your head down and figure it out, man. Like the best amongst us, 3 years of his life was almost hell. Yeah. And I'm complaining and crying about stuff that I know I have the power to fix. Yeah. Come on, man.
I talk about it a lot. I read a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teams, and the first habit was called to be proactive. And in that chapter, it was basically just saying like there will always be something that will be placed in front of us. We always will have an issue, hiccup, something like that. With that, when these problems occur and something is placed in front of us, we can either be proactive or reactive. We can react to the situation in a negative way, or we can be proactive and say like, all right, this happened. What's next? What can I do next to continue to move forward? It gave the analogy like, all right, you have a flat tire. Get a flat tire, somebody cut you off. Like, all right, well, this person cut you off, got a flat tire. Will you spaz out, or you be like, oh my God, I got a flat tire, or will you be like, okay, all right, this person cut me off, didn't hit me. It's like, all right, cool, brush it off, it ain't nothing. Or you got a flat tire, instead of complaining about the flat tire, all right, now how can I get this flat tire fixed? Right. And I tell a lot, like I talk about this with a lot of individuals and talk about how like a lot of the times we get caught up in the thought of things that we cannot control, and it stops us from taking initiative and taking care of the things that we can control. Instead of worried about what we can control, we so focused on what we can't control, and then we build more problems on top of it. And then it's like, all right, now all of this is out of our control.
Absolutely.
When we could have sat down, like, all right, you know what? This happened. How can I move forward? What are the next steps? And then take those next steps to continue to see progression in whatever it is that you're doing.
Right.
Now, since you're in the the education space, I know you done came across a lot of different individuals, different circumstances and things like that. I want you to give a message to a leader out there that is they may be currently in a situation where they feel like maybe like they won't be able to they may feel like they can't accomplish the things that they want to accomplish, or they feel like I can't do that. Like this feel like they can't. Get them like a message to like, yo, do this.
That's the thing. I'm also on the side of if you came to the conclusion that this is not something that you want to do, then, I mean, don't do it.
Okay.
But I wouldn't. I'm never a firm believer in giving up right away. Again, like I said, so easily. Like I'm actually dealing with a situation right now at my job where I really want to. I want to quit.
Okay.
To be honest, I want to quit, but I don't think one is smart right now, and two, I don't want that on my jacket of just being a quitter. So if you are struggling with those things, put in perspective what are your priorities. My priority is not being labeled a quitter and just being smart about my moves. So if those things, if anything compromises those things, then I can't do it.
Okay.
So prioritize what your priorities are. Go to yourself and think and reflect really long and hard. And if it's something that you just not doing, don't do it. I'm also a huge advocate for that too. Don't lose yourself in nothing that you're doing. Don't be a yes man unnecessarily. Just be smart with your decision making. If this decision doesn't also lean or align with my morals, don't do it.
Okay.
Don't sell your soul for nothing. Because I mean, you don't stand for nothing. You fall for anything.
I've heard that.
Yeah. So
plenty of times.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest things too. Like I know who I am and what I stand for. And if those things compromise my morals, unfortunately, I'm just not going to be able to do it. Even all the way down to like somebody trying to bully me, right? Yeah. Like if I feel as though that this is a blatant attempt of like you trying to bully me, I'm not going for it, unfortunately. Yeah. And sometimes it could, no matter, you don't know how it could go, right? But that's just something that I am standing firm in. And hopefully the decisions that I make pan out to my betterment and not my destruction.
Now I want to ask, if you could go back with all of the knowledge that you've obtained today, would you go back and change anything?
Because we Muslim, I don't believe in regrets, but I would definitely do a lot of stuff different. Okay. A lot of stuff different. I would definitely pay attention to school more. I would definitely hone in on just practicing and studying anything more, whether it's at like being an athlete or just in my studies, and even our religion. When I was a young boy, I knew, I want to say like 15 surahs. Okay. But throughout like my life, picking up, dropping off, picking up, dropping off, I've lost a lot of the stuff that I did have. But I've always maintained the Fatiha. Like I could say it front, backwards in English, like all of that, right? So the attention to detail that I took to that, I would definitely take to everything else.
Okay. I think that I asked somebody else that, and they were like, I probably wouldn't. I was like, well, what makes you say like you would not change anything? And they said like, well, I think about it in a way of, if I go back to change anything, where would I end up today? Like, would I still be who I am today? It's like I don't regret anything. Yeah. But if I was to go back, like I wouldn't change anything, because then I think about like, all right, will I still be where I am today, or will I end up in a whole different space?
And don't get me wrong, like I have some shallowness about me. Like I think everybody does, right? But I wouldn't trade my children for the world. I wouldn't trade my homies for the world. I wouldn't trade some of the relationships I built over time for the world. So again, I think that person was also thinking like that way of, if this one thing happens, do I meet this person? If this one thing happens, do I have 2 kids instead of 1? I mean, do I have 3 kids instead of 2? Do I have any kids at all? Am I still alive? Right? Like, it's a lot of stuff that could have altered your course of history or whatever it was. So I think just being intentional about your choices. That's just something you always have to keep at the forefront of your mind, because you never know, one decision could change everything, like how we keep saying.
Takes. I was talking to Mr. Turns. Cool child.
Okay,
Mr.
yeah, yes,
Turns,
sir,
cool
yes, sir,
child.
yes, sir.
Whatever y'all know him as, yo, watch this. And we was having a conversation. I was telling him, like, listen, like, look. It's like, yo, I just don't get it. Like, I'm trying to, tell the youngins, like, yo, y'all need to get on this stuff now. I'm like, listen, it's going to take something to happen in all of our lives, everybody's life, in order for us to come to the understanding, like it's like a light bulb, like light switch flick on. It's like, yo, I've been doing this. I need to focus on the stuff that matters. I'm not locked in. I'm not dialed in. Right. I'm not, my priorities aren't in order. It's time for me to get them in order. And I'm like, listen, it may come, that light bulb may come on early, it come on a little bit late, and in some cases it just doesn't come on at all. Right. It may not come on in the, like you said, in this lifetime. It may not happen in this lifetime, but something is it needs to happen in order for that light bulb moment to happen. Like, you know what? I'm locked in now. I know what I need to prioritize. Like pivotal moments it happens in everybody's life.
Core memories are important.
Yeah, everybody has a pivotal moment in their lifetime to where as though it's like, yo, this crazy thing happened, but it has, changed things in a way where it's like for a better. Like now I understand what it is that I want to do. Now I done met this person, that had, built this relationship and we have gotten here. Now I landed this job and it, it brought me here. I could take care of my responsibilities, all of these different things. But everybody has like these pivotal moments in their life. Everybody's pivotal moment is different, but everybody still has something pivotal that happens in their life. Some of them, you ask somebody, well, hey, what's a pivotal moment in your lifetime? People may say, oh, well, at 15, this didn't happen. Somebody might say at 30, this didn't happen. At 60, this didn't happen. It happens at different times, but everybody has like these pivotal moments, and it ultimately shapes their understanding and, how they see life after that experience. Now, before we wrap up, I would like for you to leave the leaders with one thing to get them through tough moments where they may want to give up. They may like, I don't want to, those moments where things just get tough. Yeah. Leave them with one thing to get them through those moments.
My biggest thing, like I said, is faith. Just keep faith that everything will be better. You also, along with the faith, you have to put in the work. So if you're struggling with money, you should be applying to jobs every day. If you're struggling with your faith, you should be trying to find masjids that align or that make you feel comfortable. If you need a change of scenery, change it. Like, you never know what'll happen. Just have faith, and it's light at the end of that tunnel, gang. Yeah. That's what I say whenever I close out my mental health stuff. It's light at the end of that tunnel, no matter how you feeling right now. Again, it will get better. You just gotta put the work in. It will get better.
Listen, remember, y'all, it is light at the end of the tunnel. Y'all know I say it all the time. Today's circumstances does not determine tomorrow's outcome. What you're going through today doesn't determine where you'll be at next week, in a year, 2 years, 5 years. The circumstances that you are in today, that doesn't mean that, you won't be able to, accomplish your goals and, live out your dreams and things like that. That is not what that means at all. Everybody can go on, Safari, the Google, and look up somebody that has made it, amounted to something great, and they started off with nothing, like literally nothing. I mentioned before in another episode, I talked about a motivational speaker by the name of Eric Thomas. That was like one of the first motivational speakers that I ever came across, and like everything that he talked about, it just was like, yo, it resonated with me. Like, he talks about it all the time. He came from eating out of trash cans, living in abandoned houses, these crazy circumstances, and now he's able to travel the world doing something that he loves and take care of his family. Another one is Inky Johnson, another individual who had,
that's a good dude.
Yeah, went through, a bunch of adversity, and now he is, actively doing something that he loves and is able to touch people with his story and change people's lives. But they didn't come from, they didn't always have the tools. They didn't have the resources to be able to do these things. They had to get out there and put the work in, and then have the thought like, yo, I see more than what I'm going through today. Right. Like, I see more than that. So I tell everybody, like, listen, see past today. Don't think about just what's going on in this moment.
Yeah.
Look past that, because past that there is something better.
Yes.
Like there's something way better than that. I appreciate you for
I
coming out
appreciate you
today.
for having me, gang. I'm so proud of you.
Listen, I really appreciate it. I'm proud of you as well. It was a pleasure to share space with you. For the individuals who may not be familiar with Mr. Woodson, go ahead and let them know where to find you. They want to check out the content, let them know where to find you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can find me at s.woodson with 2 N's on Instagram and Facebook. We moving a little bit over to Facebook now for some of our older followers and just some people that don't want to deal with no other platform. And on TikTok, it's either Woodson or Core Wood.
Okay. I'll make sure I put all of that information in the description. Listen, y'all, here is a huge mental health advocate. So listen, y'all can go to his page. He may be talking about something that you may not be open to expressing. He may be talking about that thing, and you may go in the comments and see a bunch of other people in the comments who may be dealing with something similar, or may have a similar experience, and you may be able to find people like, oh, I'm not the only one going through this thing. There's actually a bunch of other people out here dealing with this thing. So feel free to go listen. Actually, go check out his content. You're gonna get a good laugh. You're gonna learn some things. It's gonna be an overall great experience. Yeah, go do it. I'm gonna make sure y'all got everything in the description. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, right? Facebook, all of that. Feel free to go check it out, man. Once again, I appreciate you for coming out.
Gang. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, no problem. That's it for today's episode, man. Y'all know the motto. We'll see y'all in the next one. All right.